You're welcome to the Abeko conversation. I am Inkiru Obi, and as always, we always make it fun and exciting. If this is your first time of joining in, you're welcome to the family. Let's take a short break. You're welcome back to the Abeko conversation, and like I said earlier on, I am Inkiru Obi, and today I have somebody who is a wonderful woman and a single mother to 3 lovely children, all the way from Tanzania. I have engineer Shangwe Isaac Mingua. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Shangwe Isaac Mugaya.
Okay, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and I'm very excited to speak with you.
Okay.
From Nigeria.
Okay, that's a beautiful one. So, basically, we're talking today about autism, and autism is something that happens to different individuals. But specifically today, we're looking at children, not really children, but at least everybody dealing with autism. So, you as a mother, you're a mother of 3 children, and I love the fact that you have 3 beautiful kids. So, in simple terms, can you share with us what will you say autism is all about?
Yeah, autism is a neurological disorder which can lead into a person to be able to communicate, socialize, and adapt to new environments.
Okay. Wow,
we know that most of these children, when they born, when they reach like 3 years, they can, socialize with another children. But for the children with autism, they used to isolate themselves.
So, at what point did you realize that, okay, I think my child has autism, and how were you able to deal with it?
First of all, in our country, the awareness is not that much. And for sure, I didn't know what was the problem with my child. Till the issue is we didn't have eye contact, we didn't communicate. And when he reached 4, I was surprised what was wrong with him. And I remember when he was 6, we saw some of the 6 months. We saw some of the characters which are not. Simplify that is autism as well. Because it was at that early. So I remember we took him to the hospital, and the doctor gave us some of the measurements so that we can go and check. And then they didn't realize, and they gave us the prescription of some of the medicine to use, because he was crying full time. He was not, behaving as normal kids. But they gave us medicine, and we didn't know what we are treating, but they told us that he was going to stop and he will be okay. But at the end of the day, things they didn't work. And when we were like going to the hospital, and the doctors told us use the same medicine till he stopped those characters, like not to be able to socialize and other stuff. And even the milestone of growth was not that much okay, though it was my firstborn, so I didn't know what he was really, and I thought maybe it is normal for the children. So at the end of the day, when he reached, I remember we went to one of the hospital, and I found one doctor who is from India. Then he prescribed that this child has autism, and that was my first word to me, and I didn't know what is autism. But at the end of the day, she gave me assignment to go and read about autism. When I went there, and I get some time to read about autism, the science and other stuff, and I realized that that child has the symptoms of autism. Then I went back to the hospital and they told me that he has autism. So I came to realize when he was 4 years old.
Oh. Now, you said something. You said in the part of the world you are in, which is Tanzania, that they're not really aware of what autism is all about. So what do you think are the causes of autism? Because this is something that was new to you and you had to read up on it. You had to know about it. And what did you think caused that particular situation? Because you never expected that you give birth to somebody who is autistic, did you?
So far, we don't know what is the real cause of autism worldwide, but some of the people, they relate with genetics. Some of them, they relate maybe complications at birth. Some of them they relate, maybe someone has get the child at old age. So still there is no, we don't know exactly what are the causes of autism, but still they are in research. I think one day we will come to realize what is the real cause of,
Okay, so what are some of the signs and symptoms you noticed in your child that made you say, oh, I think my child is autistic? Because you also stated earlier on that you made a research on what autism is all about. So what are the signs and symptoms your child exhibited?
As I told you about, first of all, communication. It is very difficult to communicate with him, and also socialization. He always preferred to play himself instead of playing with other children, and also adaptation of new environment, because I know that they have sensory issues. And when we talk about sensory issues, they have the problem with eyes. The way we normal people sees, it is not the same as autistic sees. Maybe if I read, maybe for them they see another thing which is more complex. So because of their sensory issues, they used to get very hard in even in adaptation. Maybe one day I remember I took my child and went with him to the bank, and I asked the person in the bank that, please, can you assist me to take the money so that I can go with my child? I know that he has challenging behaviors. He told me that, no, your child look like he's very normal. How can you say he has challenging behavior? Because when we say that, when we talk about autism, when you see even the body, they are very okay. You can't realize autism by see someone through their face. Their body is very okay. So even that person was surprised. This woman, what does it mean when he says that the child has disability? After a few seconds, there were many people in the bank. So because it was new environment for him, he started crying and he started fighting like, this is not normal place that I used to be. Then people, they were saying, wait, you woman, what type of child is this? You are not good at raising him. A child who has 10 years cannot behave like this. So you can understand how it is difficult. So what I can say is that they have a lot of signs, like those of adaptation, eye contact, because the children with autism, they are not good, in eye contact. Also, they have difficulty in thing known as echolalia, which is repetition of words. You can say a sentence to him and he can repeat the same sentence instead of replying. Also, they have difficulty to interpret what others feels. Like I remember one day I took him to one of the hotel. Then he went to took the drink of someone. That person was very surprised. Instead of asking that I need this, he went for this. He went for the thing. Then at the end of the day, we parents, we used to have stress and a lot of complication because of their challenging behavior. So those are the signs.
I I know you're a single parent, and it's not easy to have 3 kids and cater for these 3 kids. So what has it been like to be a single parent to an autistic child and to be able to feel make sure that your child who has autism feel loved aside with your other children? Because it's not easy being a single parent taking care of 3 kids, not to talk about having a child who also has challenges. What has it been like for you?
Yeah, first of all, of course, it is not easy, but in this life, everyone, what I've come to realize so far, everyone has his own challenges.
Yeah.
So, being a single parent, of course, I didn't expect one day I could be a single parent because I had good marriage and I loved my husband, but things didn't work because we were very okay. But at the end of the day, when I got him, the in-laws, my mother-in-law told my ex-husband that the way the child behaves, what was the source? He told him that I'm the source, so I brought curse into their family. For the first time, my ex-husband was very okay, but at the end of the day, I think men, they have a lot. Yeah, at the end of the day, he came back and told me that I don't know if we could make in this marriage because I don't think if you were my right choice because we have a lot of complications and this child, it is like a curse and I don't know if we could make life together. Then I was like, is it serious? I told him maybe. Even the Bible told us, till death do us apart. He told me that if you think death is, should apart us, why you are not dying? So that death could apart us. So I was like, is this man very serious? And he really don't like to stay with me. Then I started accepting it. And I tried to say, thank you, Lord, let me accept that the marriage doesn't work so far. And also, let me accept that I have a child with autism. And bad enough, the time when he was going to the court, I was pregnant of the 3rd child. So we were going to the court for divorce. And he was the one who asked for divorce. And most of the people, they were asking what was wrong, because in our culture, most of the women are the one who were asking for divorce. So they were surprised what was wrong for him to go and ask for divorce. But I thank God at the end of the day, I came and realized that through the child, I can help him, and he has something very special. And when we are passing through a lot, we should see it also in that storm, God is with us. So what I experienced from that issue is that, yes, things are not working, but for me, it was like a lesson that I should let it go and I should learn through that. Maybe God is trying to show me that I should help other people. So that's where my call started. Then I remember I started looking for school. One day I brought him to one of the school here in Mwanza, and when I went to pick him, I found he's in the bathroom. And he came, I asked the teachers, why my child, when I bring him to school and you leave him in the bathroom? They told us that you're supposed to find another person who is coming. We are not tolerating the challenging behavior of your child. Then I was, wow. So at the end of the day, we are paying a lot of money, but the child is not, is not learning. So I tried to, because I had a lot of issues. The case in the court, and I had a small child, as I told you, that the time when he was looking for divorce, the time when I was pregnant, and I'm about to deliver my last born. It was very hard. So at the same time, I should look for bread for them. At the same time, I should go to the court. At the same time, I should raise a autistic child. So it was very difficult. But by the grace, I didn't know how I managed it, but I was very strong that time, more than ever. I don't know, what God made me to be like that, but it was a very good experience. But after that, one of my friends told me that there is another school also, which is another city from the place where I stay. It is like 24 hours by bus. So I remember I brought my son there, and he stayed there for 2 weeks. No, for 2 months. I remember one day when I wake up, I asked the teacher, "Can you give me the picture of my son? I really want to see him." The way he's proceeding, he brought me the picture. The child was very thin. I was, "Is that my child?" He told me that, "Yes." "What is wrong?" Then I asked my young brother, because myself, I had small child, as I told you. So he went there to take my son, and when he saw him, our child, they him. I told him that so I asked him, "Go please and buy some food." Then he went the place, he bought some food for him. He ate like he never ate. I remember he ate 2 plates. Ooh. Then he called me that the child, it is like he didn't get enough food here. That's why he was that. Then when he came back home, I found him very dark and very thin. I remember I cried all overnight. What is this? God, maybe he is found with HIV. Then I went for checkup and he was very okay. Then I started a balanced diet. After 2 weeks, he came back to his normal body. So I think through the experience, I've learned a lot. And also at the end, I got another school, which is the center also. When I was there, I found a lot of parents who are coming from the place where I stay. Then I created a WhatsApp group where we can learn how to take care of these children and giving ourselves updates. But when I was there, I got the idea to found the organization. I remember it was 10th of August 2019, where I came back and I registered the organization, which is known as LITAFO, which is Living Together Foundation. And also that time I didn't know a lot of parents who are passing through. So I used to post about autism in different medias, Facebook, Instagram. Then I found a lot of children, a lot of parents. They are calling, "Shangwe, I saw you said about autism. My child also has autism." I lost a lot of. So when they call me from different parts of Tanzania, I used to put them in the group. I used to put them. At the end of the day, I got a lot of specialists as well. And after that, we started creating awareness through radio, through television. Yeah. So I remember 2020, because of COVID, we didn't make that much. But at the end of 2020, we did the big event of awareness with the parents and some of the caregivers and also the specialists. So in that event also, we donated some food to this family, because most of them, they were single parents. And there are many. Then we were like 150, and the media's covered. And at the end, after that event, many parents also who were hiding the children into their indoors, they used to call, "I have the child with autism, I have type of child." So I remember 2021, April, we had another event here. It was a big event also where we created awareness. We donated also some foods and other stuffs. And from there, we got a lot of calls from different places. And also at the end of 2020, after that, then I used to go different medias like radios, TVs, and I got a lot of calls. Like most of the people, they want to know about autism. They want to know, most of, even the parents, specifically women, they were crying that I have the child like that, but my husband has abandoned. Then at the end of the day, I found myself, even myself, through my experience. I remember I stayed with some of the neighbors. They used to call me a witch. And I remember one day they, when I was away, they called the housemaid and they told me that I'm a witch. That's why the child behaves like that, because sometimes the child can cry, because if you not understand their challenging behavior, because they are even their timetable, their specific time to eat. If you are not smart to follow their timetable, they can really disturb you the whole day, because even the food, maybe in the morning you used to give him bread with some tea, and you have changed it into maybe rice with some tea. He can cry the whole day. So the way, when I was away looking for bread for the family, when the housemaid at home, the neighbors, they used to come and tell her that I'm a witchcraft. That's why the child behaves like that. I remember one day they boiled hot water and they poured the hot water to him. When I was back, I found the child has a lot of burns into the body. Then I asked what was wrong. She told me that I don't know. But I thank God the second born was there. She told me, Mama, they boiled hot water and they poured it to him. So I was like, what should I do? Should I commit another thing which will take me to the court? No. Let me say that I said, let me live my life. But I terminated him from work. Then after that, I came to realize most of these people, they are not good. I remember another person also, connected the iron to the socket and he started ironed him. Yeah. So he got like a big injuries into the body. So it was very bad. But at the end of the day, I found myself. I've lost a marriage. I have found I've called different names like a witchcraft and others. And I found myself, I'm educated, I'm a chemical engineer, a graduate from university. I am passing through this. What about those parents who are living in the village there and their ignorance? They don't know about autism. They don't know about anything. So there, I found myself, then I should write a book about my journey with my child. Maybe I could help someone. And 2021, at the end of 2021, the book was launched by the former Prime Minister of Tanzania, Mzengo Peter Pinda. And I thank God through awareness also, the former Prime Minister called me and told me that you are doing amazing. We'll be supporting you in one way or another. He just saw the clip of what I'm doing. So I thank God, even the government joined us and we are trying to help these children in one way or another. So it was not easy. The journey has a lot of things. I can explain the whole night, but to tell you the truth, the book based on the true story of my journey, because I found even people who are calling, they used to tell me, my husband has abandoned us because of the child. Another also want to know about autism. Then I found myself, if I write a book concerning autism only, yes, buy a book, but I know most of us Tanzania we're not good in reading. We are not good in reading. So if I share the book of autism, everyone will see that no, I don't have the child with autism. Why should I bother to buy a book? But when I share about the true story and explaining about my marriage, what happened in my marriage, what happened in everything, because I know they say that love is the world. Most of the people, when I will share my true story, they will be interested to know, wow, is it marriage? Let me know what happened.
Okay.
At
So
the end of the day, they will know about your autism.
Okay, we're running out of time. So I really want to just know, how do you keep yourself happy as a parent, taking care of 3 kids and a child who is autistic?
Yeah, first of all, is it's acceptance. And the acceptance, you can't get accepting a child with autism without asking the grace from God.
Okay.
So, what I do, I used to put God first in everything I do, so that He can help me to accept my child as he, and after that, because I know everyone in this world should leave legacy. So what I do, what I do to make sure that I'm happy is to touch lives of others. That's all.
So, that's
making God first, accepting my child, and also touching life of others. Because when you touch the lives of others, what I've come to realize, when you go there and help others, you found yourself you don't have problem. Because I remember I was crying, why God you have given me this type of child? I found one person has 2 children with autism. Can you imagine? So when you touch other lives, you'll came to realize that your problems, they are not that much big than the way other things.
Okay. So what's your last words of advice to any parent who has a child with autism?
Yeah, my last word is that, first of all, I know that it is not easy to raise a child with autism. But first of all, what I can say, I ask the grace of God to be upon them. And also, I know that by asking the grace of God, they will accept their children. And at the end of the day, after accepting their children, they will come to realize that those children are very special and they have special things, because I know that most of them, they are talented. I remember I heard one BBC news. It was like 1 week ago. One man was was explaining about his journey. He was, he was, they diagnosed that he has autism when he was 3 years old. He came to speak when he was 18 years old. And he came to start reading and learning from school when he was 25. And now he is 37. He's professor of Cambridge University. So we are not supposed to underestimate the power of them. Yes, it will take some time for them to learn. But at the end of the day, for us parents, we are supposed to realize that they have special things. They have special grace. And they have, they have their own world. So when we accept it, and when we came to realize their talents and helping them through what they really know, or helping them through the thing that they can be able to do, they will be great people and they will have contribution to the society and to the family as well. So imagine a person to speak when he is 18, and a person to come and start reading and learning when he is 25, and the person to be a professor that is 70 years, professor at Cambridge University. Can you imagine? Yeah. So I know that every person came to the world with a purpose.